Hello. Sometimes we say that I wish I had a boy if you have got all the girls. And sometimes we say, I wish I had a girl if we have all the boys in the house. And this is a very normal conversation that I think everyone once in a while is engaged in. And it doesn't even seem that there is something wrong with it because we all sometimes, want some variety in life, and we say things that we don't even realize that that can actually be detrimental for our children's emotional state. Now what happens is that when we say these things, it's not about the gender discrimination here or preference even. It is just a matter of our mind. Our mind is a very wavering kind of an entity who who is never happy with what it has, and that's very tendency and very basic nature of the mind. So if you give something, the mind will say, oh, I want something else. If you give something else, then they say, no, I want even more. If you give everything, even though, the mind will say, I want something more and more. And that's the funny part of it. But we have to understand that this is because it is the nature of the mind and can never be content. We should be mindful about what we say to our children because we don't want the wavering nature of the mind to affect them negatively. So what we can do, we can first become mindful of what we are saying, because it is very important that we understand what's going on in their mind when we say those things. So first thing what happens is that they feel rejected, like, oh, I'm not needed. Maybe my parents don't love me, or they don't want me, or they never wanted me in the first place, and maybe there's something wrong with me, and that's why they want something else, someone else. And so that they feel happy. Maybe they are not happy with me. Now these things actually go on in a child's mind, which you never wanted to actually inflict those emotions. So now we realize that this behavior is causing so much of agony in a child's mind, so we have to stop. So if you have already said those things, then what we can do is we can tell that, I wanted a different experience, and that's why I say that. But that doesn't mean that you are not important. You are as precious and very lovely child, and I accept you. I love you, and I apologize. Sometimes you can apologize also to your children that, okay, I said that, but I really didn't mean to hurt your feelings. And I say that because maybe my mind was just wandering, and it's not that I reject you. I accept you with all my heart and my soul. And make sure that you really, really mean, and you really um, are very honest with your feelings, because the children are very intuitive. They understand if you are telling the lie. So, why it is important? What happens when the children feel rejected? Then later in their life, when they actually face rejections, then they are the ones who will be more affected by it. Like, say for example, if somebody, some other child, he will not be that affected, but these children, because they have experienced the rejection from the childhood, they make it as a part of their, like, them, something very personal. It's not that, okay, this is normal. They think, oh, it happens only with me. I am the only one who face rejections. Now rejections are going to happen every time you get rejected in your school of preference, or universities, or job interviews, or in relationships. So friends, everyone, rejects us sometime in our lives, right? So other children will find it, yeah, okay, I mean, happens, and they move on. But these children, they'll get stuck that, oh, it, even my parents didn't like me, and even my parents don't accept me. So why should another person be kind to me? The other person is also going to do the same thing, because maybe there is something wrong with me. Now we know that this is not what we really wanted, but unconsciously we just inflicted those feelings. So first thing, be mindful. And if you have already said those things, then you can, as I said, apologize and make sure that you don't repeat these things over and over and over again. So this is all that I had to say today. Think about this. If you have got any insight, then let me know. If you have any questions, and until next time, as always, keep thinking, be mindful, and enjoy this journey of parenting. Happy parenting!